So I'm gonna try getting this all soldered back together again. Since we know it's going to go in here like this, we know the big coil's got to go on that side. By the way, all these parts were soaked in we're soaked in baking soda for a good little bit. And the board's been mostly clean. Most of the corrosion that happened to that got burned off with the flux and the solder. So we should be okay to deal with that. Oops. A bit of little bit of mess there on my bench, but that's all right. Leaded solder cools off pretty quickly. Now there's a little bit of corrosion on this yet. There's only so much I can get out of here. What I really need is a brush to do this. I'm hoping some of the soldering clears up some more of this corrosion. Even if it doesn't, little toothbrush, clean the rest of that off, and a little alcohol, it'll be fine. It's way better than it was when we started this. If you remember, there's just tons of corrosion everywhere. I just need the tiniest little bit of flux here. Not a whole lot since we put it back on here. Just like before, I gotta push out the dry stuff, get it back on here. 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 There. And there. Good. So we've got the battery terminals and the laser. So first thing I'm going to do is get this battery terminal back on. Shouldn't really need a whole lot of solder there since there's plenty on that joint already. Just going to heat it up, put it right back down. Once I get this where I want it. Okay, not my best soldering performance here. It's definitely crooked. Try and fix this a little more here. All right, that's definitely better. Tin the tip a little. Always keep your tips tinned. This one. Again, not my best job, but it serves. The way these are going in here, it seems like there is in fact a divot on the bottom side, which in hindsight that might need a little cleaning up. But we're gonna put a little flux on that, add a little bit of solder to it. Should take care of any remaining junk, at least for right now. This is only a $45 remote, so I mean, not the worst thing, but we still want to do a good job. Alright, so those are cooled off, and of course now we've got a little bit of a tilt. At least with this one. Let's see if we can get this back up right here. This one actually goes in here fairly okay overall. It's just a bear to keep it in there. And it's not great by any means, but it functions. This one just does not go down nice. A lot of that brown is just from corrosion from the board. When I go in with a little alcohol and a little cleanup there, it should take care of a lot of it. And now for the laser. And these I am going to add just a teeny bit of solder to, because these are just wire connections. There's not a whole lot to them. This is actually a little bit of an overkill of a tip for it, but those are cleaned up nice. That's what I should have done on the power ones. Live and learn. So red is positive, blue is negative. And if I remember right, this goes down and forward. So pretty much as it sits right here. So I'm just going to tag these in one at a time. Fun part is always getting them to stay in place once you get them there. But because these are so small, it should be pretty easy to get back on. Okay. Now that little resistor right there, I'm still kind of worried about it. We're not gonna screw with it. So we test it out and make sure that it works. Be right back with some Q-tips. Alright, so this is supposed to be no clean flux, but we're going to do a little cleaning anyway. Just a little alcohol and a Q-tip. Just trying to get up some of the crudiness in here. If I had an acid brush, I'd probably go after this more, but right now I'm just trying to get as much of the extra flux out as I can. Pick some of this. It's not the tightest Q-tips, so there's fuzz all over the board. Again, I'm just doing this out of my garage, so nothing super extraordinary here. And a little bit to clean up the mess on the mat. All right. So now let's fit this whole thing back together. And let's see how it behaves. First will be the laser pointer. Now, I'm not going to plug this in the computer right away. I'm pretty much just going to end up using the laser pointer as is. And actually, before I do a lot of this, clean up the plastics with these a little bit. There's some residue from the baking soda that was in there. We don't need that causing any more issues than we have to. I suppose after doing this, I could have just put it in. Ooh. In vinegar, but all right. So there we are. Get this in. Shoot. No, not small enough for me. Super tiny. All right. So the laser pointer is in. Now we're going to feed these battery terminals through where they belong. This might be why they were the way they were. And here we go. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Should just about have this board in here. There's one screw that holds it in, but before I do that, I'm going to put on this little side switch. Make sure this fits. Yeah, it does. Before I put the screw in to hold that in place. Okay. All right, so that's now in place, and yeah, those look a little rough there. Might have to fix those later. Oops. Hindsight, if I'd have cleaned it out and put those contacts in, I could have soldered them from the bottom, which might have worked better. Oh, live and learn. A lot of stuff to clean out of. Nooks and crannies in the top part, because there's more nooks and crannies here. And I probably could have not left this in the baking soda so long either. All right, that should be mostly clean there. All right, so this goes in here like that. This goes on this set of buttons here. All right. It's just a power one, so it doesn't quite matter as much which direction it goes. Well, it does. Okay. So we've got this. Goes in here like that. See little holding spots for those little pins on the rubber there. So those are in. Yeah, that part. All right. See if I can bring this over top. Put it all back together, put the last two screws in, put some batteries in this, and see if I get lights of any sort. And then we'll see if the laser pointer works. I think we'll probably call this good enough. If I had some soap and whatnot, I probably would have put it in there with the dish soap, clean that up, taken a lot of this. This is just more of the same leftover pieces of stuff from the label. It's not going to really hurt anything in there. It just doesn't look very nice, but we're pretty much done. Now, if I remember right, I think this is 2 AAAs. All right, so I don't know how far that got. The GoPro locked up, but as you can see now, I'm going to turn this on. I get a light. Laser pointer works. So that fixed it. Not the best fix I ever had, but it works. Time to clean up the bench. Plug this in. Take it for a test whirl. Make sure the adapter is all set to go, and we're good.